Hey guys, welcome to Meals with Maria. Today I have a sheet pan recipes for you. Sleeping baby, sheet pan, gotta make things easy. These things are so good and so budget friendly and kid approved. So I think that you'll really enjoy them. And that's all I got, so enjoy. So for the first recipe, I have garlic Parmesan chicken tenders, and these are incredible and super easy to make. Now, I adopted this from the original recipe, which actually has you take about 1.25 pounds of chicken breasts and slice them, and I used chicken tenders. The recipe calls for 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, I did end up having to add more at the end because I used over 2 pounds of chicken tenders with my dinner, so it'll depend on how many chicken tenders or chicken slices that you have. And then I just microplaned in 2 cloves of garlic. This oil and fresh garlic concoction is kind of what makes the breadcrumbs stick to the chicken tenders, which is something I've never seen before, but it was so delicious. I mean, once you get the oil and the garlic kind of melding like that, the aroma is amazing, and you know it's going to taste good. For the breadcrumb mixture, you want to use 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I think I used Italian seasoned, but the recipe calls for plain. And then 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan, as well as 3/4 of a teaspoon of basil and 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. And you just want to mix that together well, and then add some fresh cracked pepper and salt to taste. So once everything's well mixed, you're going to add your chicken tenders to the olive oil and garlic mixture and then bread them, kind of just like you would do with like a milk and egg type thing, but we're using olive oil and garlic instead. And you can find that the breading goes on the chicken tenders just fine, and then I'm placing them onto a mat on my sheet pan. Now here I just have a bag of green beans. You can buy these loose or you can get them in a bag like I did. I often find these on sale for like 2 for $5, so kind of expensive, like $2.50, but I know that green beans sometimes go on sale for like 99 cents a pound, so that's a good option as well. And then you just want to take some olive oil and salt and pepper. I didn't really follow a measurement here. Just do what feels right and mix that around on your baking sheet, and we're going to bake this all together at 400 degrees for 25 minutes. And halfway through that, you're going to want to stir your green beans. Here's everything after it comes out of the oven. This was absolutely amazing, and it can be very inexpensive, especially if you're getting chicken breast on sale for like $1.79 a pound and you got your 99-cent green beans. Maybe just add some instant mashed potatoes or whatever side you have, and it is good. The next recipe is honey mustard chicken thighs. The awesome thing about this is it's so easy and also very affordable. Now I'm going to start off by making my sauce. I am using double the amount of chicken thighs, so I decided to double the sauce recipe as well. I'm going to start with 4 tablespoons of olive oil and 4 tablespoons of honey. To that, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of Dijon mustard. And that is it. That's a very simple honey mustard sauce that worked so well on this chicken. For our vegetables, I'm going to use a couple of large potatoes. These are huge that I got from Aldi. So yeah, they were what was in the package. And the recipe says to basically half moon them. So you cut them in half and then cut them into a half moon again. And that is the perfect size, and it cooks really well at the temperature and amount of time that we're going to cook for. Then you also want to add 2 red onions sliced into wedges. Now the recipe calls for 3 carrots sliced, but I decided to use a whole pound of baby carrots so we have lots of leftovers and make it even healthier, more vegetables, right? So I have my large package of chicken thighs here, and I'm just placing them onto my sheet pan. And in this case, I only have like one of those mats for some reason, so I used some tinfoil to cover my pan to make sure that everything doesn't get stuck to the pan forever. I'm just painting my thighs with this barbecue brush, and if you don't have one of these, oh my goodness, these are the best. I always used to buy like the cheaper ones from the Dollar Tree, because you guys know I love the Dollar Tree, but I would find that like the little bristles would fall off of it, and you really don't want that in your meat. So I love this one because it's plastic and it lasts forever, and I've had no issues with it. I've had it for like 6 years. So as always, I will link that in the description below if you're interested in getting one for yourself. Then just want to salt and pepper that, and then pour the rest of the sauce over the vegetable and potato mixture and just mix that really well. Just want to make sure that everything is coated and covered. And then in my case, I just poured this on another sheet pan. The original recipe says to kind of pour it all in the same sheet pan, but I had so many chicken thighs that they covered the entire second sheet pan. So we're going with the 2 sheet pan meal today. You can see me like clumsily pouring this on and then trying to use one hand, and well, there's a newborn baby in the household, so I think I was carrying the baby at the time, and here he is. I put him down to kind of show you, you know, my sous chef today, just hanging out, doing his thing. He looks so small here, actually. This was like a week ago. And you want to cook the chicken at 400 degrees for 50 minutes. And this is what everything comes out like. So you can see you've got that nice crispy top on those chicken thighs. And then this is the vegetables. I did end up throwing about a tablespoon of butter in there. You can see that butter. And then I mixed that up. And that really just added an extra creaminess to this. So this was a big hit with the family. The next meal I'm making is a sheet pan chicken fajita. And these turned out so great. I always like to do Taco Tuesdays in the house. Like the kids are ready. They know Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. But you got to switch it up. Like you can't have just like plain tacos every Tuesday. So I try and do like something Mexican. I mean, American Mexican, whatever. But and, you know, just do something relatively simple, but something that makes it a little bit different. So the thing I love about this is it's very, very easy to kind of get prepped ahead of time. So what I did was I bought one of those 3 packs of peppers, but peppers are something you can always get like on sale, on clearance. Try and find a deal on them, you know, get them for 99 cents and just slice those. So what I did was I sliced them ahead of time. I took all 3 peppers and I sliced them into like long strips, and then I put them in a Ziploc bag. And I knew that the night that I was going to make fajitas, I mean, you don't want to do it too many nights ahead. But I was already ready to go. So that made it nice and easy. You can always do it night of too. And then you also want to use a couple of onions. So I sliced up a couple of onions and put that in the bag as well. And then I just like had to leave this footage in when I'm cutting with one hand and holding the baby. I'm like, just quintessential mom life. I love it. So the same thing goes for the chicken. Once you slice it up, you can actually just put it in a Ziploc bag or in a Tupperware, and you can save that for a couple days too. So, I mean, you don't want to do that for too long, but I think I was making it the next day. So I'm like, okay, I have some time right now, and let's just get everything sliced up. Just want to slice them into thin slices. I did do a lot because, again, I wanted to have lots of leftovers. I want to make sure that I'm cooking less these days, but we have plenty of healthy food to eat. And then when it is time to make your fajitas, I just mixed everything in the same bag. So I poured my peppers into my chicken bag. I added 2 packages of fajita seasoning and 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and like really shook that up really well so that everything was completely covered. And this gave the chicken great seasoning. And so now I'm just going to pour that over my sheet pan. And again, I had so much that I put it on 2 sheet pans. I wanted to cook evenly. If you put it kind of like in a mound, it's not going to cook evenly, and you're going to burn some parts and some parts are not going to be cooked. So you want to cook this at 425 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. My oven was about 15 minutes. And then you broil it for 60 to 90 seconds. I kind of watch this really carefully. Make sure they get some brown spots. Then I did make a quick guacamole. I just took like one avocado and some garlic powder, salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lime, and that's it. This was our very fancy setup today. We got salsa, sour cream, cheese, guacamole, and this is what everything looks like after it comes out of that broiler there. You get that nice crispy top, and here's everybody happily enjoying. So I want to thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you liked this video. If you do, give it that thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do videos like this. I do extreme grocery budget challenges, and I even have some more Thanksgiving deals coming up for you. If you want to see more sheet pan meals, click this next video that pops up, and I know you will enjoy it. Like you.